Hi everyone, welcome to TrioTech Software Training's YouTube channel. Myself is Kumar and I'm the trainer for Oracle Fusion HCM Cloud Applications. So I request everyone to please like this video and please subscribe our YouTube channel in order to get more videos on Oracle Fusion Cloud Applications related to HCM or supply chain or financials or technical or Oracle Integration Cloud. In order to get more information about some new topics in all these areas, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel, that is TrioTech Software Trainings. So let me move on to today's topic that we are going to see in this video. So here we are going to talk about user account creation in Oracle Fusion Cloud Applications. How the user accounts will be created in the system. So let me move on to the spreadsheet. So as we know, the concept of user account creation in the system can be done in several ways in Oracle Fusion Cloud Applications. So basically, the user account creation will comes under the concept of security administration in the system. The user account creation concept basically comes under security administration. So in the security administration in Oracle Fusion Cloud, we are going to talk about the user account creation in the system. Okay. Now, how to create the user account in the system? We have several ways. What are the different ways that we have in the system to define the user accounts? Let me list out the number of ways that we have in the system. So we have types of user account creation. You can call it as types of user account creation. So we can create user account in manual way, and we can automate the user account creation. And the third one is via via spreadsheets. During the data migration phase, when the worker data is being interfaced or when the worker data is loading into the system, then you can also upload the user accounts where we can have the user account generation. There is a separate approach for that basically, where we can call it as bulk user creation, or let's say you can call it as user creation in bulk through HDL or through HSDL. That's a different thing which is part of the data migration. So typically, these are the ways that we have in the Fusion application in order to define the user accounts in the system. One is manual way, and the other one is automate way. Automatic user creation by the system itself. And the third one is user account creation in bulk. So when we talk about manual creation of user account, how it will be done, the manual account of user creation, we all know that in Fusion application, the entire security administration will be handled in a one single area called security console, right? So we can go to the application under tools. Under tools, we have something called security console. Okay, let me just put it here. Okay, under tools, we have security console. Under that, we have something called users, right? And then we can go to add user account option to create the new user account in the system. In the manual approach, we can create the user account like this by going to tools, security console, then users, and then clicking on the add user account and creating the new user account. So here we can call this approach as a manual way of creating the user account. Then we have something called automatic way of creating the user account. How? So as we know, in the system, when the HR admin hiring the employee in the system, when we hiring an employee, you have a task called hire an employee, right? By going to my client groups, then picking up a new person task, and then going to hire an employee. When in the application, a new employee is being hired, automatically system will generate the user accounts to the respective workers that you are hiring in the system. That is the automated way that application itself will take care of creating the user accounts. But there are certain prerequisite setups. There are certain prerequisites setup that which we have to follow in order to enable this automated option in the system. Okay, so let me go to first of all in the system, and let me try to create the user accounts manually in the application. So let me go to the application. So once we go to the system, let me go to tools functional area. Then under tools, we have something called security console, right? I can go to security console. And then here on the left hand side, we have something called users. And I can see the page landing upon the user account screen. So once you come to this particular screen, you have something here called add user account, all right? So click on add user account, where you can create the new user account in the system. So while you creating the user account, it will be asking us to provide the associated person information, and nothing but associated person type. And we will see two options in the list of drop down for this particular associated person type. One is none and the other one is worker. So if you are creating a just user account in the system, means you are not linking this account to any employee in the system, any worker record you are not linking to this account. You are creating just a implementation user account, or a admin user account, or a technical accounts we can call, in order to perform several transactions in the system, or in order to submit several scheduled processes in the system. We require just user account. I don't want to link this account to any employee. So in that case, person type, we can keep it as none, and we can proceed further with the user creation. But let's say if we are creating the user account for the existing employee in the system, means already HR hired the employee by going to my client groups, new person, then hire an employee, and the user account created. Here, automated functionality got disabled in the system. Hence, the user account not created to the worker. Let's suppose already worker record exists without user account. In that case, if you are creating a user account for the existing worker in the system, existing employee in the system, then choose associated person type as worker. Then the worker name attribute will open here. Search for that employee. You can search. I'm searching with an employee with a name called John. See, in this application, what I am using currently, there is an employee called Mr. John Dunbar, who is having a person record or a worker record available in the system, but not the user account. Now I am trying to create the user account for him. Select that person. He is the person with this person number. And then I can click on OK. See the attributes filling up automatically here. First name, last name, username, everything taken up. So if you are creating a user account for the existing employee record, already employee hired, but the user account not created in the automatic option, then manually this is the approach. You can search for that person, then the details will synchronize from the person record, and you can fill up the respective details like first name, last name, email, then the username combination. Currently it is first name dot last name in the system. That's why it taken up. That is a different concept that is coming from this user category. Like whatever is a default user category is there. Here we are going to define the username generation rule, then the password complexity rules, password expiration rules. We have a couple of things to discuss that we can see in our next video, the user category concept. So you can give the password, you can confirm the password, and you can click on save and close. But user account creation will not suffice our requirement, because we all know in Fusion applications, the security is purely working on a concept called RBAC, right? Roles based access control, right? So if at all, if you want to complete the user account creation, after giving the basic details of the user info, like first name, last name, username, password, and confirming the password, we have to click on the add role, and we have to add whatever the roles that we want to provide to the user account. We have a concept called roles in the system. That is what this RBAC means. Roles based access control. In the Fusion application, the entire security is working on this concept. While we creating the user account, whatever the roles we are going to assign to the user, accordingly the access will be provisioned to that user. So the roles concept we can see in the upcoming next videos that we are going to upload. But here we are going to see how the user accounts can be created in the system. So for a normal, for a worker record in the system, if you want to create a user account, then this is the approach. Let's say I don't want to create a user account for a worker. I don't want to create for a worker. I want to create a just user account in the system. How? Keep it as none and start giving your details, whatever you want. So I'm giving something like trio, and then I'm giving like a test or TrioTech uh, one, something I'm giving like this. So the moment I give my first name and last name, the username taken up here, CT trio.tech1. What is this? Why the username taken with the combination of first name dot last name? That is coming from this user category. So whatever the rules that we set up at this category level, as I told already, the username rule will come. So basically we have a couple of options to choose, like first name dot last name, or first letter of first name, then last name, then person number or party number, or email ID. That we will be seeing in our next video in the user category definition. So my username taken up, that is first name dot last name. Then I will give some password here. Okay, I'm giving my password and I'm confirming the password. Then I will give some basic rule, that is employee. Okay, so every time when you are trying to add the role, try to make use of the role name starting with ORA, that is Oracle delivered rules. But in detail about the concept of roles, types of roles, what we have in the system, what is this auto provisioning, removing the roles, that will be covered very detailedly in our regular trainings on HCM. So that is that's a different story altogether that we can't discuss in this video. Here our point is to how to create the user account. So the basic abstract role that I assign to my user. So let me click on save and close. Okay, let me click on save and close. So now if I want to check the user account that I created is working in the system or not, I can go to the user account, the same tab. Here I went for creating the new user account. For searching the existing accounts, I can search with trio.tech1. See, when I search with my username, trio.tech1, I could able to see my user here, right? So this is the way how we can manually create the user account in the system. Now, as a HR admin, if I want to update any details about the user, I have not given email ID while I'm creating the user account. Now, if I want to update or I want to reset the password of my employee user account or anything as a HR, then I can come to security console. In user accounts, I can search for the account. Then I can edit this one by clicking on the display name. Then click on edit. Then I can update the email. Let's say I'm giving triotech123@gmail.com. Right? Email ID I have updated. Any role I want to add or delete, or I want to keep the account inactive, okay, or making it as active, or if I want to log the account, I can perform from here. Not even here, you don't need to come till this extent. I mean, not even you can come till this extent. By clicking on this one, you don't need to come here. Even you can perform certain editings or certain things from the outside actions button also, that I can tell you. Now, once you come here, if you edit, you can perform the user information level updations if you want. So here you have reset password. So if you go to reset password, if you want to automatically reset, you can click on this one. Manually, if you want to reset as a HR, go with this, then pass the new password, confirm password, and reset the password here by clicking on this one. This password policy, that simple, at least 8 characters, one number, manually allowing the user to reset the password. These all again will be coming from the user category level. Okay, that level we are going to restrict all of them. And then rather than getting into the details by clicking on the display name, if you come to actions button, you can also find something here. Like as a HR admin, if you want to log the account of the user, you can log the account. If I click on log account, it will come as yes. It means what, team? If the account, if I forcibly lock in the front end, when this user TrioTech trying to log in with his credentials, system will not allow him to log in. It will show as authentication failed. He cannot able to log in with his credentials. So as a HR admin, if you want to log the account as per your business, you can lock it. Resetting the password, you can also reset the password from here as a HR admin. And then if you want to delete the user account that you created permanently, then you can go with delete. If you want to compare the users as a HR admin or IT admin, I want to compare two users, like two employee accounts I want to compare, then I can go here. If I want to copy the user and if I want to create one more user, let's suppose I have created a new user account called TrioTech1. So I need to create one more user with the same roles that this person is having. Then again, no need to go to user account, then search the roles and add manually. Simply be on the user account which you want to copy to another one. Go to actions, click on copy user. Okay, see the role got copied here. Whatever the role that my trio.tech1 is there, it copied. I can give whatever the information of the new user account and I can click on save and close. This is one of the new functionality came in Fusion application at later point. Earlier, it was not available. Even compare users also not available earlier. Later on, these two functionalities as part of the quarterly upgrades. In one of the upgrades, we got these two new functionalities in the system. So this is how the user account can be manually created in the system. Now I created trio.tech1 manually. So as I'm telling, in the system, we have one more option called automated way. How? How? By this one. Whenever the employee is being hired in the system, right? Automatically system will create the user account, I am telling. But there are certain prerequisites which we have to enable in the system. What is that? We all know for configuring the enterprise in the system, we have a task available called manage enterprise HCM information, right? So in this task level, we have to enable that particular automatic user account creation in the system. How? If you want the application to be taking care of the user account creation while hiring, the first prerequisite will be, first of all, go to setup and maintenance, our FSM task, right? Then I'm keeping my respective offering. Even you can search in that offering also, this task. Manage enterprise HCM information. Okay. So in this task of enterprise HCM information, while we defining our enterprise in the system, we have an option, user account maintenance and user account creation. So let me go to the task of user account creation. So let me click on correct. As we know, we have a single enterprise in the Fusion applications. We can scroll down here, user and role provisioning information. In this section of user and role provisioning information, user account creation, this particular option, you have to keep it as both person and party users. Person is nothing but from our HCM application point of view, our employee, our worker in the system who we are hiring. Party users are basically third party people. We usually supply chain financial products, we will be using third party vendor creation, these people basically. But if you want in the Fusion application, the user account creation to be automated, means when HR hiring the employee in the system, the user account to be auto created. At the enterprise level, user account creation, you have to keep it as both person and party users. Not only that one, user account maintenance also, it's better to always keep both person and party users. And even the role provision, within the concept of roles, we have a concept called auto provisioning of roles, where the roles also will auto assign. Even that to be happened in the system, this user account role provisioning also, you have to keep both person and party users. If this prerequisite fulfilled at the enterprise level, what we have to update? User account creation. Okay. If this attribute configured correctly with the option of both person and party users, okay, then in the system, the user accounts will get auto created. So how it will happen? While hiring the record only, if I go to, now let me go to home. As a HR admin, I will try to hire an employee in the system. So if I go to my client group and if I go to new person, okay, and then if I go to hire an employee task, let's say I'm hiring in one of the existing company, I mean legal employer in this instance. Let me take up some legal employer. So I'm giving something that is John Adam, let's say John Adam. Okay. So we know that that's why I'm giving whatever the mandatory attributes so far in the system. So that's okay. That's a duplication check matching here. And while hiring, you can give the details. I'm giving some work email, something like just at the rate gmail.com or something. Okay. Or else you can give exactly whatever the information you want. So I will give something like TrioTech software trainings at the rate gmail.com. Okay, I'm giving our mail ID basically, but you can give usually while hiring whatever is the employee's ID basically. Then you can go to next. As we all know, this one, the hire an employee, it's a very basic transaction in the system. So I will try to hire an employee in any existing business unit, and rest of the details can be filled up. It's not going to impact our current situation. So I'm not filling up all the details, only the basic info. I mean, the mandatory attributes, whatever we have, I'm trying to fill them. And then click on submit. Click on submit. So now the person record created in the system, the worker got hired in the system. So if I want to go and check, let me go to my client group. Then let me go to person management. Okay, person management. And then let me search with John Adam. Okay. It might be taking a slight bit of time to get the changes reflected. I think here this is a person record, this person. Okay, Adam John, that which we hired. So let me go to the person record by clicking on this record. And then let me go to the right side taskbar. Here we have the right side taskbar. And here if you go to personal and employment, you have something called user account. So as a HR admin, if you want to check any employee user account and what roles assigned to him, from here also you can come. From my client group, person management, then search the employee record, come to employment screen, and in the right side taskbar under personal and employment, we have user account. See, if I go to user account, I even can find the user account here as an admin in the system. So let me land upon that screen. See, team, I came to the user account screen, account management, and see the username Adam.John. And some couple of roles tagged to him because they are auto provision enabled in the system. That's why. See, did I created the user account to this employee? No, just I hired him in the system. But how the user account created? That is the thing that I'm talking about. Automated way of user account creation. Because this prerequisite I have enabled at the enterprise level. So now the system is okay with the automatic option. I mean, the system enabled with the automatic option. So when I hired an employee, automatically for that new employee, the user account triggered in the system. If I want to check as an admin by going to security console also, I can able to find. See, if I go to tools and then security console, and then if I come to users, okay, I can see a user called Adam.John. See the user here with the email ID which we have here, TrioTech software trends. Even when the user accounts that we creating, okay, as we hired him now, to this email ID, an invitation email will be sent by the system, like a welcome email stating that, hi, Adam.John, congratulations for your Oracle, congratulations, and your new account has been created for you. This is your user ID, and click on the below link to reset the password. That is what even the message will be triggered by the system. The new user account creation email will be triggered by the application also. That is what usually in the system, the functionality of user account creation will work. So the third way is user account creation in bulk. So that we are not going to see in this short video. We are going to see elaboratively in our data migration classes. Okay. Now, within the concept of user accounts, it might be manual or it might be automated. I want to talk about one more area where we can go with respective to the users. What if you go to setup and maintenance? Okay, if you go to setup and maintenance, and if you go to our search area here, okay, then we have to search with a task called manage users. Okay, I can go to manage users, and from this task also we can do certain things. Let's suppose I will try to search with our John.Adam. Okay, see our user thing. I mean, the employee who I hired now, that person details are coming as I searched here. I can click on that particular person and I can do certain updations from here also. Like I landed upon edit user, see any first name, last name if I want to update, and current username of this person is this one. If I want to update any username of the person, I can do. I can make it active, inactive. Okay, and then like I can see his basic employment information also, his person type, in which legal employer I hired, his business unit. If job grade, all these details I have filled here also I can see. And I can see what are the current roles that person is having. From here also I can able to do some editions, editings that what I can do for user account. And at some cases, we can use this particular setup, that is, the task manage user, for creating the new employee record in the system. Let's say in an instance, now only when I'm trying to create a manual way of user account, creating the user account through manual approach, I create one of the account. What is that account I created? Trio.Tech1. Here, account I created, but I have not assigned this account to any employee record because there is no employee associated with this account, right? I have created directly by going to security console, add user account, and I define the user account. Now let's say as IT administrator or HR administrator, if I want to link my account to employee record, how I can do? For that also, I should go to this task called manage users. So you can use this task for multiple purposes team. We can use this for, let me highlight it so that we can have a clear highlighting on the screen. This manage users task will helpful to edit the existing user details in the system, as well as if you want to link the account to any employee record in the system, this can be useful. How I will show you. See, I'm on this manage user screen. Now I will click on plus icon, right? Now see, I have landed up on which screen? Create user. So here I will give who is the person I'm going to hire. Let's say I'm going to hire a new employee called Mr. Something called John Frederick. Let's say John Frederick. Then I can give Mr. Miss title and any email I want, something I'm giving. frederickjohn@gmail.com, something. Then hire date you can give, and then user details. See, while you creating the user, it is asking, see, if you want to give a manual name, you can give directly. If you want to create a new username, or let's say if you want to link any existing account, already trio.tech1 I have created, right? That account I want to link to employee. Then I can come here, link user account, then search the user account. What is that? Trio.tech1, right? Let me search here. See that user login came, the user ID came. Click on OK. Now see that account I am linking to the employee details. So with this particular option, you can hire the employee instantly with basic details. Okay, you can also do the user account linking. Like first you can create the user account manually, then you can hire the employee record here directly, and you can link that account. If not, if you don't want to link it, manually give whatever the required user account name that you want for the record. And user notification preferences, if you keep this option, send username and password. Once I complete user account creation, save and close, this person to his email ID will receive the username and password details. And see, while hiring in the core HR module, we have to provide some basic information like person type, in which legal entity I'm going to hire the employee, in which business unit, some employment level info we have to provide, those details, and any roles that you want to assign to the employee, you can assign. Any auto provision conditions is going to satisfy with this employment information, that will auto provision. If I click on this one, see, any roles are there. See, basic roles, these roles are getting tagged here. And now you can click on save and close. John Frederick user will be created. We linked our trio.tech1 to John Frederick. So this is another way around, but which is a very less preferable approach in the regular implementations or regular usage by the customers. You can even directly hire the record here, but there is a limitation. While hiring the employee, actually, you have to capture many things about his identification info, about his personal info, his employment info, his payroll, compensation and benefits. Many things we have to capture. But while we creating a user from here through manage user task, we can't capture everything. Only basic employee info like legal employer, worker type, business unit, job, department, grade. Only these things we are able to create here. So usually it is not a preferable thing, but yes, if already account you have created manually, you want to link that account to the person in the system. In that case, this is one of the approach that we can follow. Now, if you can go to my client group and person management, even you can find that person record coming up. See, my client group, then person management, and if you search for that person, what is that person? Frederick John, something I have given. Let me search with see, Mr. John Frederick. This is the person that which we created, right? We hire it now. Now, if I go to user account here under person and employment, you can see that trio.tech one tagged to this Frederick John. Let me come to user account screen. See, our trio.tech one tagged to this person, Frederick John. So it's a kind of vice versa with this respective task. Either you can go edit the existing user details and correct the username, anything that you want, or already user account you created in the system, you want to use that account while you creating the employee record. Then and there itself, you can create the employee record and you can link your existing account if already available. So it's a kind of vice versa thing which we can do in manage users task. So these all are the typical ways or the approaches that we have in the Fusion application to create the user accounts in the system. So bulk creation of user accounts, I mean through HDL or HSDL, how the user accounts will get created, or while we bulk uploading the workers data during the time of data migration in our project implementation, how the user accounts will get bulk created in bulk. That all we can see in our regular trainings on HCM Cloud Techno Functional trainings. So if you like the video, please, if you really feel that, I mean, something new that you learned from this video, please like the video and please subscribe our YouTube channel. And we are also going to share some more topics on HCM, financial, supply chain, and technical and OIC areas as well. So please do subscribe our channel to get more info about the new concepts in the Oracle applications. Thank you, everyone.